I think we're going to start though because it's almost 10 after. Okay, how was the week, ladies? What did you do? I knew a couple were absent, by the way. What did you practice? Where do you need help? Help me. What did you work on? Did you work on the Shema? Did you work on the third paragraph of the Shema? Bonnie's not nodding her head.
Yes.
Yes, Mary did. Good. If you didn't, it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to throw you out, but that's where we wanted to spend some time, was on the third paragraph of the Shema. Actually, what we were doing last was what's called the Kriyat Shema and its brachot, which in the big book is on 279, and for the evening service, and I deliberately took the Shema's in a lot of places in the brachot, but I wanted this one, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So if you could all turn to the brachot for Shabbat evening, whatever book you have, the brachot for Shabbat evening.
Is it page 28 in the small?
I don't know. Can somebody help us?
Yes. 28.
28, okay, 28 in the small. The reason I want the Shabbat evening is because what we're going to look at right now is different in the morning and the evening. Teresa's nodding, right. Okay. Oh, somebody's phone. Okay. I lost Fran for a moment. Okay, the brachot. Any questions about the brachot? Anybody? You should be able to read the brachot and the blessing which follows, the congregational response code. Is there anyone who has trouble? Who's going to show us how smart you are?
I don't think I could do it that well. I mean, for
I
sure.
know
I'm
you
slow.
can. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai.
No. I'm at the brachot. The Kriyat Shema and its blessings. Baruch.
Baruch et Adonai ham barach. That.
There's no question mark.
Okay. Baruch atah ham
No.
barach le'olam va'ed.
What's the second word?
Adonai.
Right, I don't know.
Adonai.
Okay. Whoever's leading the service will do the Baruch et Adonai Hamavorach, and then what you need to know is Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. And it should be, if you haven't been practicing it, please do, because that's easy and it makes you feel like you're really part of it. And immediately following that is another paragraph. I want you to, it's 280 in my book. And
Okay.
what is this paragraph? Look at the English for a moment, look at the Hebrew and tell me about it.
It's about creation.
It's about creation, right? What else? What about creation?
God created. About the things that God created.
Creating light.
That's part of creation, correct, Teresa? Vayehi or, do you know that that's when God created light and Vayehi or, and then there was light, right? We just read this, what, 2 weeks ago? We actually read about creation 2 weeks ago. This past week was Noach, and the coming week is Lech Lecha. The first 3 books of the Torah, which are really, if any of you went to Hebrew school the way I did, that's what we studied every single year. We started from the same place. So it's like I knew those, but nothing else. It was crazy. All right, let's look at this bracha. It says in the first bracha before Kriyat Shema, we praise God for his gift of creation. This is the evening prayer. If you look at the first sentence, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, which is what? What are those 6 words? I told you several times. I want you to learn them. It's so easy if you do. What is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam?
I think you said the prayer formula, but I don't know if that's right or not.
Close. You're close. The bracha formula. Every bracha starts with that. And then if it's something about a mitzvah that you're supposed to carry out, it's Asher Kitshanu b'mitzvot tzivanu. When do you say those words regularly?
Shabbat,
When?
Lighting
for
candles,
Shabbat,
lighting
When?
candles,
What?
lighting the Shabbat candles.
candles.
Lighting the Shabbat candles. Why? It's a bracha shel mitzvah. It's a commandment. So you say the first 6 words, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, and you should be able to say them almost that fast because they should be wrote in your head. And then Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvot tzivanu, who blessed us, Kiddushanu with his blessing, and commanded us to do whatever. So this is a bracha, but it's not a bracha shel mitzvah. So it just starts with the first 6 words. And then what's the next one? I'm reading it deliberately. Asher b'dvaroma ariv aravim, whose word brings on the evening dusk. This is only said in the evening. If you're in shul on Shabbat morning, it's a different one. And I'm not going to go to that now because I'll just confuse you. But I would like to practice reading this because most congregations do read it. And it's important. I mean, to be able to feel comfortable with the whole Kriyat Shema is going to make you feel more comfortable with the whole service. And that's the purpose of this whole class. It's not to make, giant leaps where you're fluent in Hebrew, but to feel comfortable when you go to the synagogue and you're able to partake in the service. So who would like to start reading this? Oh God, I have to be the volunteer again, huh?
I'll read.
Go, Carol.
But from Baruch atah Adonai.
Yes.
Okay. Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'arav ma'ariv aravam vim.
Yeah.
Bachav, is that a V? No, Bahach, Bahach, Ma.
What's Chachma? Anybody know? Wisdom.
Oh,
It comes up pretty often. Okay, keep going.
Pocha,
I'm not hearing a syllable.
oh, yeah. Potecha,
No. Pote.
ha.
No.
Pote, that's
okay.
not, that's not,
Right. I don't know who said it. When you get that particular letter and vowel at the end of a word, it's always. Thank you.
oh, Poteach.
Yeah. You weren't, okay. When you
I don't
see
remember
that,
that.
when you see the chet with the vowel under it, that vowel, at the end of a word, only at the end of a word, it's
Oh, okay.
Okay. Poteach.
Poteach. Sha'arim.
Good. No, read it carefully. What's the first syllable?
Uvit.
No. Ooh.
Uvit.
Now what's the second syllable? Good. Keep going.
Vuna.
Excellent. Do you all see that word? Okay, great. Keep going.
Mishane.
Mishan.
Mishane.
Mhm.
Itim. Uma. Khalif.
Uma.
Uma. Khalif.
Good.
Et. Hasmanam.
Ma.
Hasmanam.
Asma.
Nim.
You don't like that vowel, do you? Okay, this is not easy Hebrew. That was very good, Carol. Notice how she sounded out syllable by syllable, which is what you have to do. And the only way you're going to be comfortable with this paragraph is to read it and read it and read it. As I've said, a few minutes every day. If you read it through once or twice a day, you'll have it down. Okay, excellent. Who wants to pick it up?
I'll try.
Okay, Bonnie, go.
Okay, Sader et HaKochavim B'mish Marotechem.
Excellent. You all see that, but Mishmarotayim. Do you see how she sounded out each syllable? Say Mishmarotayim. If you read it syllable by syllable, it's easy. Good job, Bonnie. Keep going.
Okay, Barakia Bir so no.
What was the first letter?
Oh, Kier so no.
Good. Keep going.
Bore Yom Valila Golel or Mipnei Hasher no Hashech.
No. First vowel. Not a
Hashe
No. What's the first vowel?
Ha
No. You have to pronounce it. So what do you have to do? Who can help? Right?
Hech. It's a hach.
It's a huh, but how do you pronounce that word?
He. Hishen.
No. Good guess. Choshech. When you get that vowel does double duty. Choshech.
Moshe.
Hoshech.
Choshech, which means darkness. It's or mipnei choshech. He divides the or, the light, from the darkness. And what's the next word?
V'choshen.
Misho.
Hoshech.
Choshech. Yeah, darkness.
Should I keep going?
Yep.
Mipnei or
Okay. Golel or mipnei choshech. He separates the light from the darkness and the darkness from the light. That's what. Okay. Let's have somebody else pick it up. Oh, I have to do that. Yeah, I have to do the volunteering, huh? Okay, there we go.
Get where we are.
Umavir.
After Lifnei or. If we're in the same book, it's the third line up, the third word.
Umavir. Right.
Yes. Mhm.
So who's reading?
Mary.
Okay.
Beer, Yom, the
What are the vowels, honey? I can't hear you.
V,
No, what's under the mem?
yeah,
What's the vowel under the mem? Ooh.
I'm sorry, I Vinay,
Ume.
he,
Ume.
the,
Thank you.
Lila, Ume,
Ooh. Look at your vowels. All of
Uma, Deal,
good.
Bain, Yom, the, Vain, Lala,
No. You had that word before. You read it right.
Adonai,
Uvain. What's that? What's the next after Uvain? What's the word?
La,
Lila. What's Lila?
Lala,
What's Lila?
Lala,
What's
Night.
who's
Adonai,
that?
Night.
Night. Thank you. Uvain Lila. We're talking about day and night. That's what the whole This is all about creation. He separated the day from the night. So you get Yom, day, and Lila, night. These are words it's nice to know if you want to try to pick up a little bit of vocabulary. It's not necessarily part of what I'm supposed to teach you, but if you can learn it along the way, it really means more if you can pick up a few words and understand briefly what the prayer is about. So that's why
Lila,
Lila, night, with the last three words in the line.
Adonai,
Mm-hmm.
Siva,
You're whispering, but you're whispering correctly. Loud, do it again.
Sivaot,
Tzvaot.
Shemo,
Good. Adonai Tzvaot Shemo. And then if the congregation does not read the whole paragraph, it's a beautiful paragraph and it's nice to read. Where that line is, this is where the cantor will come in quickly and sort of whip through this, or whoever's leading the service. So who's going to be the cantor and whip through this? Fran.
El Chai Ve'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Ba'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Hambarach
You're trying to
Havarim
say it again.
Hamarim
No, I want to hear all the syllables.
Hamaarim
No, last one.
Hamaariv, sorry,
Say it again.
Hamaariv Aravim.
Okay, same root there, one B.
I'm sorry, yeah.
Don't apologize. I'm going to suggest that you practice this paragraph. It's good practice reading Hebrew, and it's a meaningful paragraph. Whether your congregation does it out loud or by heart, it's a nice paragraph. It's really nice. So stay with it. Okay, turn the page, and you should be up to the second bracha, which precedes the Shema, and this is the one we thank God for His gift of Torah, which is a sign of His love. What's the very first word in the next paragraph? And what is it about?
Love,
Ahavalon.
Ahavat olam. Yeah, what is ahavat? What's the root in there?
love.
Thank you. Ohed is love. Ahavat olam, eternal love. Okay. Who's going to read? Who hasn't read? Teresa, you haven't read.
Can't find the page.
In my book, it's 282. In the small book,
Do you-
it's what?
29 in the small blue book.
I have yeah, that's what I have. What page?
It's 29, top of
29.
29.
Joan, what word did you say was love? Olam?
No, Chava.
Ahava?
Ohed is the root. Aleph Hey Vet is the root of love.
That's not, I don't have that page. Is this for
Yeah,
Friday night Shabbat?
you absolutely do. Just turn the page.
I have the old Sidurim.
It doesn't matter. It's in there.
Yeah, is this Friday night Shabbat or is
Yes.
it evening service? Okay.
Friday night.
Okay, because I had the evening service and I'm missing the third paragraph, so that's what I'm looking for.
You're
Okay,
looking for Ahavat Olam. It immediately follows what we just read.
okay.
I'll let you look for it while somebody else picks it up.
Right.
Okay, so this one is about the Torah and light.
Oh, okay.
You got it?
What page would the third paragraph be on? 282?
It's not third paragraph. It's 282 in my book. Yeah.
Is it the second baroka or the third?
Yes, the second bracha.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
That's
Again,
fine.
these may or may not be done out loud. This can be chanted. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amcha ahavta. Does that ring a bell with anyone?
Yep.
Torah u'mitzvot
Not what I say.
u'kim.
Okay.
Is that chanted in some of your congregations?
That's some hours on Friday night meetings.
All right, so you're going to read it now, Teresa.
Ahavat olam beit Yisrael ahavat
Ahav.
ahav Ta. To. Ra. Mitzvot.
What's mitzvot?
Mitzvot are commandments.
Thank you. What's a single commandment? Mitzvot is plural.
Ah,
Mitzvah, thank you. Mitzvah means
Commandment.
commandment. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. It doesn't mean good deed. In Yiddish, it's become to mean a good deed. But basically, it's a commandment, and therefore it is a good deed. You're supposed to do it. You're supposed to help the poor. You're supposed to reach out to the lonely. You're supposed to invite people to your house. It's not just a good deed to make your heart beat faster and feel good, which is the Latin we're dealing with there. But it's a commandment. God told us to do it. So Torah u'mitzvot, I've lost my place. Where are we? Oh, so first line, Torah,
Chukim.
Torah and commandment. What are chukim? Chukim are commandments, and we don't know what they're where that came from. In other words, it's another kind of commandment. A chuk is a commandment that nobody understands why it happened, but God gave it to us. And mishpatim are another kind of commandment. So these are all commandments. They statutes and laws, they all are the same thing. They're all commandments. Okay, go on. I won't interrupt you again.
Oh, Tommy.
Mishtakim.
Ah,
Wait a minute. I'm missing a syllable.
Lima. Ah.
Ditta. Why do we know you have to pronounce the daled and not just blend into it, which you would normally do? What's the hint?
Oh, there's like a separation line underneath the,
It's an accent line. It's an accent line. So if you say lima, you have to pronounce ditta. It's not, nobody is going to hang you for reading limadta. But in reality, the word is limadta, and I'm just being fussy right now. Okay. Okay, go on. Go on, Tracy. You're doing great.
Lima al Cain, Adonai, Elohim,
I can't, let's hear Teresa.
they Stof, they knew,
B'shafenu, very good.
they knew.
Well, I'm not hearing all the syllables, honey.
I know, because I have to get so close to the book to read it, so I'm sorry. Ufuk, menu,
I'm not hearing the second syllable. After who? What's the next syllable?
oh,
What is it?
I say, uva, ku, menu.
Good.
Okay. Nashika, no, nasi,
Next, yeah. You have to read all those syllables. The, excellent. But kukecha, stop. I'm being fussy today. What's the root of the kukecha? We just discussed it a few minutes ago. See if you can find the root of the kukecha. What did you say, Fran?
Kuke.
Kim, right. For end of the first line, kukim. The same root, a kukecha. If you learn as you're reciting Hebrew, if you learn to look for roots, it becomes a lot more fun and a lot more meaningful. Do you have to? No. Did anybody ask me to teach that? Absolutely not. But I think it makes reading more meaningful. So if it's something that you feel is important for you, let it go. If it helps you, great. Is that clear?
Could you do the uvku for the first word on the third line? Uvkumenu?
That's right. Who read that?
Okay.
Bonnie?
Frank. No, I did. Frank.
Uvkumenu,
did-
perfect.
I just want to make sure you didn't do uvikumenu. That you
It could
didn't.
be, Fran,
That's
it could be either way. You can blend into the shva uv kumenu, but since u means and, you could say uv vikumenu. Nobody's going to hang you for either reading. Okay? Any questions other than that so far? This is not easy Hebrew. I'm pushing you today. It's my fun to push you a little because I love to see, I love to see when you make progress. It's just very rewarding for me to see the progress you make. And I hope it's equally rewarding for you because you're doing great. Who's going to pick it up? Who hasn't read? Fran, you want to pick it up?
let me get unisma. Wait, unisma,
Not you.
venisma.
The
Is
knee.
that where we? Is
That's
that
where
where
we
we?
are, but I'm not hearing the last one.
Venissima.
No.
Venissimach.
Why Nisi?
Where? What?
Why are you saying C?
Venissmach.
Good.
Bidi vire.
Blend.
You're not saying, I wouldn't, okay. Bediv Ray,
Good.
Torah Techa,
What's the root for that word?
Torah Techa,
What's the root? What's it
Torah.
mean?
Torah.
Torah. It's your Torah. You see the root there? Torah.
Mhm.
I'm just trying to get you to listen for roots. Go on.
Torah.
Fran.
Torah Techa, Uv Meet Bo Techa, Leolam Vaed Ki Chem Hayenu Ve'orech Yamenu Uvachem Nechger
No, you were right. Don't change it.
Yomam Valayla,
What does Yomam Valila mean?
the day and night.
Thank you. Do you all see that? Yom for day, Lila for night. Keep going. You're doing great.
Ve'ach ma, wait a second.
No, read it carefully.
Ve'achavata al tamid
Ta,
me
rega, ta.
tamir.
No.
Okay, tasir. I can't believe I did that. Tasir
Good.
menu
Me what?
me
Me.
menu
Thank you.
le'olamim baruch atah Adonai ohev.
Oh, okay. What is Ohev? What's the root?
Love.
Thank you.
Amo Yisrael.
The people Israel. Talk about God loves the people, loving the people Israel. God who loves his people Israel. Okay, that's difficult Hebrew. I'm not going to push it. I'm going to suggest you read these two paragraphs. They come up if you're the evening service, which is what we're supposed to be looking at, you'll always get one before. The second one, Havat Olam, comes in morning and evening. So, Kriyat Shema. I don't think we have any real questions about the Shema, the second paragraph, second line, except maybe when is the second line read out loud?
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur. Where else would you hear it read out loud a lot? Anybody know? In a Reform congregation. If you go to a Reform congregation, they will sing it Debbie Friedman style. They'll sing the Shema to Debbie Friedman's melody and then the Florsheim Kavod. They sing it out loud all the time. So if you happen to be visiting a Reform congregation, don't be surprised when they read it out loud. In our congregations, it's read silently. The V'ahavta, I think you're all comfortable with. Am I correct? Is there anybody who has any questions with the V'ahavta paragraph? You can all read it fluently, right? You can chant it with the cantor. I was saying shaking. No, practice it, ladies. You want to be able to chant this in your congregation or read it however it's done. It's usually chanted. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol mechodecha. That's how fast it goes. What's the music?
Trope.
Thank you. It's Torah trope. This is Torah. Okay, turn the page. The second paragraph, I'm not spending any time on because it's always read silently, and you can spend your time if you want to practice it. That's wonderful. If you want to read it silently, that's proper. But if you don't, you've got other things to do about. I want to make sure you all are comfortable with Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lemor. Are there any questions about that? Have you all practiced it? What's that paragraph about? What's the word that's so important in that third paragraph by Yomer Adonai?
Titsi.
Moses.
I heard it from
The
Fran.
commandments to Moses.
Not Moses is always important, but that's not the word.
Seat.
Seat. What is seat? What is seat?
Talit, the fringes on the talit.
The fringes on the talit. And if they're plural, it's tzitzit, by the way. I just wanted to, if you look in the third word, I told you this last week, but I will repeat it. If you look in the third line, tzitzit, the second time the word comes up, hakanaf kil techelet. Do you all find that?
Mhm.
Everybody got it? Carol, do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember what I told you techelet is? It's sometimes translated as blue, and they put a blue fringe, but we don't really know. We don't know exactly what techelet was. That's the mystery word. Okay, I'm going to hope and assume that you're practicing this with great vigor in your days of practicing with what I've given you. And we looked at, let me find what I need here. Yeah, we looked at Lecha Dodi last week, right?
Mhm.
That goes back a ways. It's 262 in the big book. Page 21 in the small one. I have a note here. What's this prayer all about?
Welcoming the Shabbat bride.
Very good. Welcoming the Shabbat bride or queen, as it's so. Actually, they use both words, so that's, it could be either one. Are there any questions about this? We read it last week. I want to make sure you're all comfortable with it. Everybody read a paragraph very well last week, as I recall. This is relatively easy Hebrew compared to the others I gave you today. You read it beautifully. The chorus, of course, is the same.
How do we find the tune? So like what I find is I feel funny when I'm practicing or trying to read something. I don't really know the tunes of these, or they're hard. I forget how they go.
I don't know what to tell you, Bonnie, except I don't have it in print. I might have the Lecha Dodi, which is a Craig Taubman melody. The regular one is the traditional one. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala panei Shabbat neka bela Lecha Dodi. I'm faster than you have to be. I don't know where you'd find it. I wish I could tell you.
Some of them I've been able to find on YouTube, like Shalom Aleichem is on YouTube. The Aleinu, but it's very, very fast, so I can't do it. But
that's an excellent idea. I don't think to go on YouTube often. Yes, by all means, you might be able to find this one. Lecha Dodi lekrat kala panei Shabbat neka bela. That might be on YouTube. I don't know.
I didn't find it. I thought I looked at all of them. And some of them are skipping verses also.
And in this prayer, most congregations do not do the whole prayer. They usually do the first three and then they skip to the end. Maybe one or two at the end. Now, with our new rabbis, we do the whole thing. I mean, everybody does it differently.
If anyone wants to get into our Friday night, we do the whole thing, and I can give you the recording. You can I could give
Okay,
you,
how
That
do you
would
get
be
into your
good.
Friday night? Tell us.
oh, and I mean, she does,
You know, I need to know how do we get into your?
I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send
Send
you
it
the,
to- Okay, she'll send it. Yeah, actually, many of the congregations are now doing it on YouTube, or our congregation is doing, I think, YouTube.
streaming, they're streaming and
They're
zooming.
streaming, they're doing everything.
Yeah.
If you want to stream mine, I am going to attempt to read Hebrew this week. It's a longer post than I've ever done. Read Torah, I mean. It's that's Torah Sha'arei Tzedek in Tamarack. If any of you are interested in hearing me, hopefully not make a fool of myself. I've never taken on quite this longer thing. That's where I'm going back to as soon as we finish. But anyway, why is it hard to read Torah? Anybody know?
No vowels.
No vowels, and what else is missing?
Okay, punctuation and when.
Exactly. There's no vowels and no punctuation. It just goes on and on and on. And you have to know where each verse ends and what all the words are. And if the words are easy, familiar words, it's easy. And if in Bereshit now, these are the easier words than what you find. What I'm reading is about Abraham and Lot. For me, that's relatively easy Hebrew. But as it gets more difficult, and especially when you get into Leviticus, it's all gobbledygook. You have to really know your Hebrew. Okay. Any questions on the Chadodi? I don't want to belabor it. You did a great job with it last week. And what I want to pick up new this week is the Vishamru. And that would be on. I gotta find it. I'm sorry. I should have looked it up before and I didn't. Let's get through the Kaddish. If anybody finds it, you're ahead of me. I'm sorry. I should have looked it up. I thought I.
Page 34 says.
Three what?
I think 34, but looks.
34 in the small book. What is it in the big book? I'm sorry. I should have done this. This is my preparation that I did.
Is it say, mine on page 34 says Hatzi Kaddish.
Yeah, no, I was looking at it. It isn't.
Right above it, right above the Hatzi Kaddish.
Ah, I see it, Vishamru. Okay, got it.
B'nai Yisrael.
Got it? All right. Who found it in the big book? Who did my work?
What page?
I don't know. In the big book.
Oh,
Right before the right before the Hatzi Kaddish in the small book. It should be the same. Oh, here's the cut. Here it is. You're right. 294. Right before the Hatzi Kaddish. What is the Hatzi Kaddish? What is Kaddish all about anyway?
isn't that a separation?
Right.
So it's the separating between sections of the service. With the morning's Kaddish, every time the Chetzi Kaddish, that's the half Kaddish, or the full Kaddish, or the Kaddish de Rabbanan, the Kaddish of the rabbis, of the students. Actually, Debbie Friedman did a wonderful melody to that one. It's a separator. So right before we finish this part of the service and go into the Amidah, what's the Amidah?
Silent prayer.
Silent prayer. Right before we go into the Amidah, the silent prayer, we have to have a Chatzi Kaddish to divide it. And then we do Vishamru. So I would like to look at Vishamru, and I apologize for not having it done ahead of time, but read the English. What's this all about?
Observing Shabbat.
Observing Shabbat. Keeping Shabbat separate. Now, I'm not going to say that every one of us does, God knows. I certainly don't. But if you were Shomer Shabbat, an observer of Shabbat, a keeper of Shabbat, that's what this is all about. And as much as you want to make it yours, however you want to observe Shabbat, if it means you just go to the synagogue for the evening service or for the morning service, if it means you light candles and have dinner with your family, whatever it means. That's what this is about. You should keep the Shabbat. You should recognize it as a separate day. And as I said, however you do it, personally, I live in a senior community where there are things going 28 hours a day, 8 days a week. I'm exaggerating, but it seems that way. And on Saturday morning, there's a wonderful play reading class, poems and plays and such. It gets a huge attendance. Everybody goes to the cat workshop, as they call it. And they do a program once a year, which is pretty marginal, to be honest, but it's fun for people. But I don't go. I used to. And now I feel my way of observing Shabbat is to go to synagogue on Shabbat morning. And we do almost every week. My husband's more persistent than I am. When I say, "Can we take a week off?" He says, "No." And it's good. Everybody should have their own way of keeping the Shabbat. So let's read what this prayer says. And this is also, do you notice anything about this prayer that's something that was in some of the earlier ones? Like the Shema, the paragraphs of the Shema. Do you notice anything about this? That's a hint.
The first word is in bold.
Good. I'm not in my book, but that's fine. That's not what I meant, though. What do you see throughout this prayer that you saw in the paragraphs of the Shema?
Oh, we have the trope. The
Yeah,
trope.
what? Lisa, that's your computer. Lisa, that's your computer. Your computer makes noise sometimes. Who tell me, what do you see on this prayer?
I see the trope signs.
Thank you. If there are trope signs, you all know what trope signs are. Any questions? Yeah. If there are trope signs, what does that mean?
You sing it.
Has a certain
chant
certain way of chanting it
From
the Torah. Oh, it's from the
Torah. Thank you. This is Torah. I don't think most congregations, I've never been in a congregation, I've lived all over, where they sing this with Torah trope, but it is Torah. Usually it's sung, Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et Hashabbat. Does that ring bells?
Yeah.
Like my voice? Okay, so who's going to read it for me? So
I'll try, but without any tune at all.
Challenge, Bonnie, challenge. Go for it, go.
All right. Vishamru B'nai Yisrael et Hashabbat
Wow.
La'asot
Thank you.
8
Not 8.
et.
Thank you.
Okay. Hashabbat Ledorotam Arate
Yeah.
Arit
Thank you.
Yolam
What? Rega?
Olam
Okay.
Beni Uvain B'nai Yisrael Ot
He. He. Just read it as he.
He Le'olam Ki Sheshet Vamim
Nope, there's letter.
Yamim Asa Yehiv
You know that word.
Adonai.
Thank you.
I'm doing terrible.
You're not doing terrible at all. Keep going.
Adonai et Hashamayim ve'et haaret uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayina pash.
Mm-mm.
All right.
No, but-
Vayina Bash.
Thank you. You know, you're reading very well, Bonnie, but you're going a little too fast sometimes. And for all of you, for some reason, the vowels keep coming out wrong. As you read, a lot of you have, I think virtually everyone has made some mistakes in the vowels. And I've had to stop you and have you repeat it and correct it, which you did, which means you know it. Let's look at the English for this, though, because I think this is just so important. Who's going to read the English? Come on. Which brave soul is going to read the English for this paragraph?
The English?
The English.
Oh, I can do that.
Good, Mary. Go for it. I was wondering how hard that was.
The people Israel shall observe Shabbat to maintain it as an everlasting covenant through all generations. It is a sign between me and the people Israel for all time, that in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he ceased from work and rested.
And another hint, how do we know where this is from? What does it say directly below that?
Exodus 31, 16 to 17.
That's where you find it. Second book, Exodus. And it's chapter 31. That means book of Exodus, chapter 31, verses 16 and 17. That's where you find it in the Torah. And if any of you have a Torah, a chumash with the Torah, all the Torah in it, that's what you would find. And the next verse, thus Moses declared the appointed seasons, right? That's only done on festivals. But where does that come from?
Leviticus.
Leviticus. What's Leviticus? What's Leviticus?
A book in the Torah.
Which one?
Well, the one has a lot of laws in it. Maybe the last.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It has laws in it. Which one? Full of laws. Hard reading. What is it? Which book? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Torah.
What?
The Torah.
Which book of the Torah? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? There are 5 books.
I think it's the fifth book.
3.
What?
I'm
Which
not
fifth?
sure. I think it's the.
I think I heard it. Mary, what did you
Oh,
say?
Mary said third.
What did you say? What?
It's the 3rd.
It's the 3rd. Thank you. If you're using the English word, Exodus is the 2nd. Leviticus is the 3rd. And we come to the Chatzi Kaddish, which we worked on. Those of you who were in my class last year worked on. And you were reading it and blew my mind away that you were reading it because it's not easy Hebrew. So let's see how much you remember. And for those of you who have just joined us, welcome to our challenges.
Joan, just the line above, the one from Leviticus. What is that third word? It starts with et. Is that moadeh?
It is.
Moadeh? Oh, okay.
It is moadeh. Very good reading. It's a hard word. The only hard word in the line. And that's probably a line that you, if you hear it ever, if you happen to be in shul on an evening service for one of the holidays, like Sukkot or Pesach or Shavuot, those 3, only those 3.
Hmm.
Then you hear this prayer run and it would go just like that. They wouldn't sing the Vishabbat.
Does that mean festivals?
The one it's just on festivals.
No, does it mean festival?
Moadeh, yeah, it means the appointed seasons as they translate it.
Okay.
The time, the celebrations, really, the Moadeh. Yeah, that's what it means.
Okay.
And so if it's not Shabbat, if you go to shul on an evening service on Sukkot, Pesach, or Shavuot, those are the only real Chagim. That's what they would read instead of the Shema.
Are those the pilgrimage festivals?
They are the pilgrimage holidays, and they are really the most important holidays. Hanukkah, Purim, they're not as important. They become more important, unfortunately, to most families today because the children are involved. But if you wish, all right, if you wish somebody a good Yontif, a good holiday, you say Chag Sameach, happy holiday, right? You
Mhm.
can say Chag Sameach on Rosh Hashanah. You can say Chag Sameach on Yom Kippur, although usually you wish people an easy fast. But let's say for Rosh Hashanah, for Sukkot, for Pesach, and for Shavuot, you say Chag Sameach. Boy, are we getting off of the script I'm supposed to be doing. But if it's Hanukkah or Purim or Lag BaOmer or one of the minor holidays, you have to say Chag Hanukkah Sameach, Chag Purim Sameach, because they are minor holidays and they don't just fall under Chag. I'm not saying this to confuse you. I hope I'm not. But this is something that you probably should know. Have I confused anybody?
No,
Shake your head if I haven't confused you.
No.
No?
No.
No? Good. That's something you should know. So on festivals per se, are what 3 holidays? What are the 3 festivals, the 3 pilgrimage holidays, the 3 major festivals?
Rosh Hashanah.
No,
Sukkot.
no, no, no.
Oh,
Shavuot,
October, Sukkot, and
Shavuot.
Shavuot. Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what was the first one?
One is Sukkot, Passover, and
Oh, Passover.
How
Okay.
do you say Passover in Hebrew?
Pesach.
Pesach. Pesach.
Pesach.
So it's Sukkot, Pesach, and Shavuot. Those were the pilgrimage holidays, the days of the temple, when Jews came from all over and got blessed by whom?
The priests.
Priest. The priest. We say a priestly blessing in our synagogues now, all the time, with every service. That when whoever is leading it does it, and they, what does the congregation respond? Ken Yehi Ratzon. I haven't got it in front of you, so I'm not going to push it. That may we, Lord bless you. Da da da. Ken Yehi Ratzon. This is the priestly blessing. Okay, I've thrown a lot at you today. I know. See what you feel you need, where you need the most work. Be careful of your vowels. I think you know them because you're always able to correct yourselves, which means that it isn't that you don't know them, but you're trying to go fast and you don't catch it. As my husband would say, I didn't catch it.
Mhm.
But question, Mary. Mary, did you have a question?
Yes, I wanted to see, Francis, could, did you say you could send the link to the,
The link to your service to all of us. Do you have everyone? If you send it to me, I'll send it to everyone. Fran.
I heard you. I'm going to do it. And actually, even if you just go into B'nai Torah in Boca Raton, they actually have a learning section that even has the troph, and you can hear stuff. For example, let me see if I can play this for you. Let me see if it'll come up.
Page 34, Citizen Shalom, Vishamru. Vishamru B'nai Israel et HaShabbat Na'asot et HaShabbat V'Torotam Berit Olam Vishamru B'nai Israel.
I'm trying to
Thank
get.
you.
Page
Okay.
Great.
B'nai Torah, Boca Raton. Please, it's a wonderful congregation.
that's beautiful.
It's a beautiful congregation. They have the ability to do what most congregations can't. So go into their website, B'nai Torah, Boca Raton.
I'll send it to you so you'll see. And then I.
Thank you. Are there any
Thanks.
other questions you'd like to ask before we say goodbye for a week?
Joan, who was that? Do you know whose voice that was?
Somebody's mumbling. Who's mumbling? So I think I hear her mumble. Any questions?
No.
You're,
Thank you.
ladies, you're making amazing progress.
Thank you.
I hope you realize how far you've come. From the day a year ago when you didn't know Aleph from Bet. Think how far you've come. You're reading beautifully. Again, watch your vowels, practice the paragraphs we worked on. Look for root words that you will recognize. Shabbat, ahava, okay, anything which means love. Lila, which means
Darkness, night,
night, thank you. And Yom means
Day.
day,
thank you. Torah, Torah. What is Torah?
the Torah,
Thank you. Mitzvot,
commandment,
mitzvah.
commandment.
Thank you. You're getting so, see how much you've learned? See how well you're doing? And as you recognize these words, the prayers become more meaningful. Okay? Have a good Shabbat, have a good week, and I will see you all next Thursday.
Thank you. Same to
Fran,
you.
we have
Shabbat
to make it-
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Fran, we have to make a date for lunch. I've lost her. She's talking, but I can't hear
No,
her.
I'm here. Now I'm here. I'm here. I know we're going to, but would you come? I'm going to send you, if you're interested, there's really some interesting things happening.
Okay.
At B'nai Torah, you know,
I'd love to know what's going on there because I'd love to come up. It's not that
I'm
far.
going to send you a link and you could even open up the classes and you'll see. Yeah.
Okay,
I
great.
mean, because if you look at my calendar, every day there's like something.
I believe
really-
it. You
really.
you are very fortunate to be in a situation like that because most congregations are struggling. Really
Yeah.
struggling comparatively.
I'm going to send you something after, no, for sure. And then we'll try, because I'm going to be going to San Diego. I'll be in California for about 3 weeks because my children are going to Israel and we will be babysitting.
Oh, great.
So, and actually, which is so interesting, so they went to their first meeting with a rabbi last night or the night before, and a young rabbi, they loved him, you know, and that's what attracts people, the young ones.
If it attracts the young ones, that's the problem. But the main thing, I started to tell you about the Reconstructionist synagogue here, which is very vital. My
Yeah.
daughter belongs there.
Yeah.
It's very vital. But the rabbi's wife was also a rabbi, and I think she's co-direct leading now with him. Cheryl started this organization, and I haven't heard much about it. I hope to God it failed. It was a chance where people could sign up for something like a bar mitzvah or a bris or it would kill the congregation, and I hope it failed. It was just a bad idea. So
But I think all the shuls are just reaching for anything that will attract anyone, to bring anyone in. And
but
where
you
you
have to
can go
realize the
places.
young families in many communities, this is not a priority.
Oh, I
in,
understand.
in your community, frankly, they're more comfortable financially. It's Boca Raton is a wealthier community than some of the others. And so they're more inclined to do that too. And that's one of the reasons it's such a wonderful congregation.
But again, it's always been that past the child's bar or bat mitzvah, the family just isn't involved anymore, you know, and that's the way it's been. And
Yeah.
even now where you see where they drop off the children and there's events or things that the parents can still be involved in, they're not. But the truth is both parents are working. I mean, you'll have, even for the Hebrew school, or there's a nursery school, whatever it's called, and it's the grandparents, grandfathers, or whoever are dropping off, picking up. It's a different world. It's a different life.
It is a different world.
It
It is
really
a
is.
different world. Well, those preschools are what keep other congregations afloat, and I'm sure it helps yours.
There's about 300 kids. It's, if you come tonight or Friday, tomorrow, I want you, if you can, they're starting early. No, but the service will be at 6 o'clock rather than 5:45.
I don't know. I haven't looked at my calendar. I can't.
Yeah.
Anything
Oh,
without
I'm saying my calendar is like crazy, but I'm gonna send you, and then we'll
Okay.
see what we could do.
And I'd love it. I remember when Arnie Eisen came, who I knew, and we went up to hear him. Because I knew Arnie from, oh God, before he was chancellor of the seminary. And that goes back a long way, a long way.
I mean, this is just one of the books, and if you go through like day after, this is like what's happening, scholars, you can't even.
Who do you
see.
have? Who are they?
Well, again, and even we just passed this Tuesday. We're going to have for Kristallnacht a film called Complicit, the untold story of why the Roosevelt administration denied safe haven to Jewish refugees.
Wow.
And the director will be there as well. So there's stuff that you could do. Now, this woman, her name is, let me see, Claudia Dunlia. We've heard her, she's German, and she's a professor at FAU.
Wow.
And we've heard her frequently. And I asked her, what do you say to your grandparents or whatever? And she says, it's a conversation they can't have. And she'll be speaking this time, which is different, but the controversial reparations agreement between Israel and West Germany and the plot to kill Konrad, I don't know.
Adenauer.
I know, and then they'll go through. I mean,
I'd love to know when Bob Watson's coming, because he is so spectacular.
Well, I'm going to see him this Sunday because I'm on his list. I do stuff at Lynn University with him. Would you come? Which he does during the day. We actually just went up to Morse Light. I'm just thinking, when is he? I'll let you know when.
Okay, that would be great. And maybe
when he does anything on Washington or Hamilton, it doesn't even have to just.
Oh, if Hamilton, I understand, was terrific, and I'd love to hear it before I go hear it 3 times in our theater, because we are
right.
I didn't hear it, but I heard it really was good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know when you get back from California. We definitely have to meet for lunch.
Okay, we'll talk. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Tal Becker. Did you ever hear of Tal Becker? So we had gone.
Tal Becker, yeah.
He's a legal speaker from Israel, and he's amazing because we studied.
He's in the cabinet.
He's in the Israeli cabinet. I miss my husband.
I think APAC had him once down here.
Well, they're like all over.
I'm jealous. Well, we're going to do it sometime, and I'll tell you if we're coming, and maybe we can get together.
Yeah, I'm going to send it. I'll send you.
Thank you so much. Okay. Have a great